Hello, welcome back on my channel. Welcome back on my YouTube channel Physics Corner. Today I'm going to share you regarding exam style 9702 syllabus paper 22 on May June 2020. Okay, we have 1 hour 15 minutes actually when we solve this question. This is actually actually from my student, and I try to solve again about this. And then this is like a checking score of this student. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe before we go to the next explanation. Thank you. Okay, we go to the number 1. Yes, sorry. This is, we have like constant number, or we have like some formula, like in this side, like we have speed of light of free space, permeability of free space, and so on. And then elementary charge, or electron charge 1.6 times power minus 19 coulomb, and so on. Okay, then also we have this formula, basic formula in linear motion, in gravitational potential, hydrostatic pressure, Doppler effect, electric potential, and so on. Okay, we start from number 1. Okay, now we start from number 1, and please don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, to give me power to make other videos. Okay, number 1, define velocity. Velocity actually in the something with displacement over time. Displacement over time, because velocity in a vector, so this is not distance but displacement, divided by time taken. Okay, then they have mark as 1. And then still in number 1, this is on the big question. The drag force Fd acting on the car moving with speed v along straight horizontal road in given by, they provide us about formula of d, force as the drag force, equals to v square times a times k, where k is constant, a and cross-sectional area of the curve. Determine the SI base unit of k. Okay, this is when we see Fd as they have unit as the kilogram meter second minus 2. This is like m times a, mass times acceleration. Mass, the unit is kilogram, and then acceleration meter second minus 2, equals to velocity square meter second, so meter square second minus 2 because square, and then a is cross sectional area, they have a unit in meter square. So after, let's say, we can cancel this one, second square, and then meter, meter, this one, so we have meter minus 3, so k, they have unit in kilogram meter minus 3. Okay, this is correct answer, so they he get a point 2 here. Okay, let's see number C. Let's see in C question. C question. The value of k in SI base unit from the car in B is 0.24. The cross-sectional area A of the car is 5.1 meter square. Okay, we have k and we have A. The car traveling with constant speed along straight road, and the output power of the engine is 4.8 times 10 power 4 watt. Assume that output power of the engine is equal to the rate of the which of the force Fd is doing work against the car. Determine the speed of the car. Okay, you see this here, 4.8 times 10 power as the power. Yeah. Oh, sorry. This is traveling constant speed. Oh, per second. Yeah. So v square a, we have a as this one 5.1. Yeah. And then times k is 0.24. Yeah. V square. So yeah, we get v as the root of 39,216 root of 3 of this value is equals to 34.0. Yeah, so here 34.0. This is same thing with Maxim. Yeah, same with Maxim. Yeah, around 34.0. Yeah, so they have a score as 3. Okay. Okay, now question, we seek other question. Yeah, the next question. The next question is number 2. Sorry. Number 2, this is about graph between velocity and time. Yeah. Figure 2.1 shows the velocity time graph for an object moving straight line. Yeah. This velocity, yeah, and then time. Start velocity, initial velocity u until final velocity v. They have time taken as t. Yeah. Question AI, determine an expression in term u, v, and t for the area under graph. You know, this is area under graph, something with area of trapezium. Yeah, area of trapezium, something with u plus v. Yeah, times t divided by 2. Yeah, this is u plus v divided 2 times t. It's correct. Yeah, so the answer is correct. Yeah, same thing in Maxim. Okay, now about II. Yeah, state the name of quantity represented by area under graph. Yeah. Oh, this is we cannot put as a distance. Yeah, because this is displacement. Why not distance? Yeah, because this is about velocity. Yeah, velocity and in vector. So in vector about this one relate with displacement, not as distance. Yeah, because distance in scalar. Yeah. Okay, so the answer is wrong. Yeah. Okay, B question. I think not the question. This is explanation of question. Yeah. B, a ball is kicked. Yeah, with a velocity 15 meter second minus 1 at angle 60 degree to the horizontal ground. The ball then strikes a vertical wall at the instant when the path of the ball becomes horizontal, as shown figure 2.2. Yeah, this is vertical wall. Yeah, this is path ball. Velocity in initial is 15 meter second minus 1 in elevate angle 60 degree. Yeah, horizontal ground. Okay, now we see about questions. Sorry. This one. By considering vertical motion of the ball, calculate the time it takes to reach the wall. Yeah. So on the vertical direction, yeah, they have velocity on the maximum point, yeah, 0. Yeah, this is something with velocity, and then on the y direction, yeah, something with v times sin 60, then minus gt. This is gravitational acceleration as 9.81 times t, and then t, same thing with 15 sin 60 divided by 9.81, yeah, equals to 1.32 second. Yeah, this is same thing also with Maxim. Yeah, 1.32 second. Then we see it. Explain why horizontal component of velocity of the ball remains constant as the move of the wall. Yeah. Okay, this is not affected by friction. It's okay, but because this is not as friction only. Yeah. On the mark scheme, the correct answer is the force on the horizontal direction is 0. Yeah, there is no force on the horizontal direction. Yeah, because on the horizontal direction it's not only affected by friction. Yeah, so we cannot say this is about friction. Yeah, okay, this is wrong. Okay, 3 I so that the strikes ball horizontal of 7.5 meter second minus 1. Yes, this is on the horizontal times with cos 60. Yeah. Initial velocity times cos 60 equals to 7.5 meter second minus 1. That's correct. Okay, now we see C question. Yeah. See I and II. Yeah. The mass of the ball B 0.40 kilograms. It's constant with wall time 0.12 second and rebounds horizontal with speed 4.3. Sorry. Use the information B. It's calculate to change momentum of the ball due to the collision. Yeah. Okay. Actually, student little bit wrong. Yeah, little bit wrong. They put negative here. Yeah. The correct answer is we put negative, but this is negative sign because rebounds. Yeah, it's mean rebound. The velocity is opposite with initial velocity. So this is 0.40 times 7.5 minus 4.3. Actually, this is minus 4.3. So like this one, yeah, minus. So something with plus. Yeah, 0.40 times, yeah, this is 7.5 plus 4.2 around something, and we multiplied with this value, so something with 4.7 kilogram meter per second. Yeah, little bit wrong about negative sign here. Yeah, so yes, this is the correct. This answer is not correct. So yeah, he doesn't get the score. And then I calculate the magnitude of the average force exerted on the ball by the wall. Actually we make about momentum. Momentum something with force time delta t. Yeah, so force equals to delta p over delta t. Yeah, we have delta p as 4.7 here, and then delta t they set as about 0.12 in second. Yeah. So 4.7 divided by 0.12 equals to around 39 Newton. So the answer 0 is not correct. Yeah, okay, that's it. Okay, we continue about the next question, number 3. And please again don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Yeah, please subscribe now. I hope you can pass on your exam about paper 2. Yeah. 3. Explain what it's mean by work done. Yeah. Okay, work done in the when you still remember about work done is multiplied between force and displacement. Yeah, yes, this is correct. Force multiplied by displacement. Yeah, so that's score 1. Okay, B question. I read first. Yeah, on the B question. A ball of mass 0.40 kilograms is dropped from the top building. The balls fall from rest through a vertical distance of 79 meters to the ground. Air resistance is significant so that the ball reaches constant or terminal velocity before hitting the ground. The ball hits the ground with a speed of 23 meters second minus 1. Yeah. Question I, calculate the ball falling from the top building of the ground. Yeah. Okay, first is the degrees gravitational potential energy. Okay, this is actually answer for my students. Yeah, this, when you still remember about gravitational potential energy, the formula is m times g times h. Yeah, this is mass 0.42. This is g or gravitational acceleration, and then this is height 78 meter. Yeah, so after we calculate this number equals to 321 in joules. Yeah, so that's correct. Yeah, same thing also in mark scheme. Yeah, 321 in joules. And then the second one about the increase in kinetic energy. Yeah, yeah. I think you still remember about kinetic energy's formula. They have as a half mv square, a half mass 0.42, and v they have v is 23, yeah, meter second, so 23 square. Yeah. This is around 111 joules. Yeah, 111 joules. This is also same in mark scheme. So the he get score, yeah, of 0.2. Okay, the last one on this page, question II. Use your answer in B1. B1 is about potential and kinetic energy to determine average resistive force acting on the ball. It's fall from the top building of the ground. Yes, again, when you still remember, or when we see about work done equals to force multiplied by displacement. This is something like force and displacement height. So we back again to the question. So average resistive force means equals to work done divided by distance. Distance in this case equals with height. Work done equals to change in kinetic or potential energy change. This is potential energy 321, and this is about kinetic energy 111. So change in this energy equals to work done. Same thing in joule. Divided by distance or displacement equals to height 78. So after we'll calculate, this is around 2.7 Newton. And my student they don't fill this in, so they cannot get score. Continue to the next number. Sorry, this one. Okay, about grab. The ball in B is dropped at time t equals to 0 and hits the ground time t equals to t capital. The acceleration of the free fall is g. Okay. On figure 3.1, sketch the line so the variation of acceleration of the ball with t from TO until TT. Okay, actually they said about frictional force on the air. So it's mean when we see the frictional force on the air, it's mean the acceleration, it's not same thing with gravitational acceleration, not same thing with free fall acceleration. So they have a little bit small than gravitation. Then a graphic like this one. This is not correct. Why acceleration gain up until not? Because when they have start, they have gravitational, but along they move, they have acceleration, not same thing with gravitational acceleration. So like this one. Okay, so they cannot get the score. Okay, that's it. Okay, I hope you understand about what I explained, and then we continue to the next number. And please again don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. I hope you can get the A star for your test on paper 2 maybe. This is actually paper 2 for my student in year 2020, but I check it and I make a video about this. Number 4, state the difference between progressive wave and stationary wave in terms of the transfer of energy along the wave. Yes, progressive wave transfer energy, not stationary wave. Yes, correct. This is transfer energy, not stationary wave. Yes, correct. And then B, we see B. A progressive wave travels from the left to the right along stretched string, figure 4.1. So for the string at one instance. Okay, this is string. They have progressive wave. Distance between P and R, point P and point R, around 0.48 meter. And then the direction is go to the right. direction of the wave travel. P, Q, and R are three different points in the string. The distance P and R is 0.48 meter. The wave has period 0.020 second. Yeah, time period. And this is like from key to this point. Yeah, this is time period around 0.020 second. And then question I is it. Use figure 4.1. Okay, use figure 4.1. Determine wavelength of the wave. Okay, you see this, yeah, from P to R, it's mean equals to around yes, 2/3. Yeah. 1/2. Okay, this is 1/2 of wavelength. Yeah. Yeah, 0.40 equals to 2/3 of wavelength. Yeah. So same thing with this one. Yeah. Let's say like okay, 0.48. This is equals to 3/2 of wavelength. Yeah. So wavelength equals to 2/3 of 0.48. That's correct. My students correct. Yeah. So this is around 0.32 meter. Yeah, it's correct. And then calculate the speed of the wave. Yeah, speed. Yeah, speed equals to wavelength divided by period. This is actually wavelength divided by period. We have period is 0.02 in here. 0.02. Yeah. So wavelength divided by period equals to 0.32 divided by 0.02. Yeah, equals to, yes, around this one, 16 meter second minus 1. Yeah, this is also correct. Then on the last one on this page, yeah, determine the phase difference between Q and R. Yeah, back again, Q and R. Yeah, this. Yeah. Q and R. Yeah, when Q and this point, this is same thing with something same in phase. Yeah. So let's say Q is here. Yeah, and R. Yeah. One wavelength equals to 360 degree. Yeah, a half is 108. So 1/4 equals to 90 degree. Yeah. So okay, 90 degree. This is in 90 degree. Yeah. So this is correct also. Okay, we go to the next number. Whoa. This is about explanation again. Figure 4.1 shows the position of the string at time t equals to 0. Describe how the displacement of point Q on the string varies with time t 0 to 0.10. Yes, my students said about there is a phase difference as yes, meaning that displacement at 0 will be opposite at 0. No, this actually P has maximum downward displacement when 0.05. Yeah, here I get here. Yeah, P is maximum displacement downward. Yeah, when 0.05. Why? Because one period is 0.02. Yeah, it's mean 1/4 is equals to 0.05 second maximum downward. Yeah, maximum downward. And then back to the normal or back to the zero amplitude. Yeah, they have also 0.05 second also. So it's mean a half of wavelength, yeah, equals to a half of 0.02. It's mean equals 0.010 second. Yeah, I read here, yeah, as the and return to original position, yeah, at 0.10. Yeah, because when they get the point original position, this is something with a half of period. Period is 0.02. A half of 0.02 equals to 0.01. Yeah, and then the back returns to the original position or the original point. Yeah. Okay, I hope you understand. Yeah. If you don't understand about this, please give a comment on the chat, on the comment box. Yeah. C question: a stationary wave is formed on the different string that stretch between two fixed points at x and y. Yeah. Figure 4.2 show the position of string when each point of the maximum displacement x and y. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we have one wavelength. Yeah, and then they put some point here x, y, x, w, z, and y. Yeah. Okay. Explain what mean a node stationary wave. Yeah. Node. This is my student said a 180 pace. Yeah. No. We can decide this one. Yeah. But node is position where the amplitude is zero. Yeah. Or zero amplitude. This is node, and this is antinode, and this point is also antinode. So we can deduce, or we can put like this one. This is not correct. Yeah, because this is about pace. Okay. Question II. State the number antinode of wave shown in figure 4.2. Yeah, this one antinode is the position W and this position. Yeah, so they have two antinode. Yeah, this is correct. Yeah. And then state the phase difference between W and Z on the string. W and Z. W and Z, this is around 180. Okay, I think this is correct. Yeah. No, this is 80. Yeah, 180. Oh yeah, this is correct. Yeah. Okay. 180. Yeah. 180 when the position is maximum here in antinode. Yeah, but W and Z is not 180. Yeah, not from maximum point and the minimum point. Yeah. Okay, this is correct. Yeah. Then IV. Yeah. For a new stationary wave, no form on the string. The new wave has frequency that a half of frequency wave shown figure 4.2. Okay, the speed of wave is unchanged. On figure 4.3, draw the position of the string for the new wave. Yeah, when each point it is maximum displacement. Yeah. Okay, this is a half frequency. Yeah. A half frequency of this drawing. Yeah, they have only a half of wavelength. Yeah, so only a half from this figure. Yeah. Same thing with only one a half wavelength like this one. Yeah, x to y. Yeah, so this is antinode, this is node, and node. Yeah. Okay, that's it. This is correct. Yeah. Okay, continue again. Still around 3 numbers. Yeah. I add to you to subscribe my YouTube channel, please. Continue number 5. Yeah. One end of wire is attached to fixed point. A force F is applied to the wire cause extension X. The variation with F and X on figure 5.1. Okay, this is force in Newton. This is X. Yeah, X is extension. Yeah, in millimeter, force in Newton. Okay, we read about the information below. The wire has cross-sectional area 4.1 times 10 power minus 7 meters square and made metal of Young modulus 1.7 times 10 power 11 Pascal. Assume that cross-sectional area wire remains constant, yeah, as the wire extends. Question 1. State the law that describe the relation between F and X shown figure 5.1. Hooke's law. Yes, exactly correct. Yeah, Hooke's law. Let's see a B question. The wire has extension 0.48 millimeter. Yeah, determine the stress. Stress actually force over area. Yeah, force over area. We see this. Yeah, area is 4.1. Yeah, force is 36. Yeah, when position 0.48. 0.48. Yes, around 36. Yes, correct. Yes, correct. So 8.8 times 10 power 2 Pascal. That's correct. Then the strain, the strain is extension length divided by oh no, we use as stress divided by modulus Young. Yeah, this is the strain, same thing, because modulus Young same thing. Yeah, modulus Young or E equal to stress divided by strain. Yeah, so strain, I repeat again, modulus Young equals to stress divided by strain. So strain means stress divided modulus Young modulus. Strain is 8.8 times 10 power 7, and we have modulus Young is 1.7. Yeah, 1.7 times 10 power 11 Pascal. Okay, we divided this number 8.8 and then equals to 5.1 times 10 power minus 4. This is also correct. Yeah. Okay, continue again. Other question. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, please. Yeah, no, press the button, red button. Yeah, and give me feedback on the comment if you have any doubt or any I have some mistake about how I explain this. Okay, on C question, the resistivity of metal wire is 3.7 times 10 power minus 7 ohm meter. Oh, they're talking about resistivity. They're talking about electricity. No, yeah. Determine the change in resistance of wire when the extension of X of wire changes from X 0.48 millimeter to X 0.60 millimeter. Okay. When you still remember R, yeah, I think my student is not correct. Yeah, this is wrong. Yeah, only 3.7 divided. Oh, no, not correct. R means rho delta X over A. Yeah, wire resistance. We have rho or resistivity is 3.7 times 10 power minus 7. And then delta X, yeah, we find about this one 0.48 millimeter minus 0.60 millimeter. Same thing with 0.12, yeah, 0.12 millimeter. Millimeter we change into meter times 10 power minus 3. And then A is cross sectional area is 4.1 times 10 power minus 7 on the previous page. After we calculate, this is equals to 1.1 times 10 power minus 4 ohm meter. Yeah, so the correct answer is this one. Yeah, 1.1 times 10 power minus 4. So this is not correct. Yeah, so they don't get a score. One more. Yeah, a force greater than 45 Newton applied the wire. Yeah, describe how it may check it elastic limit wire has not been exceeded. Okay, now this is because the Young modulus is greater. No, modulus Young is a constant number for same material, so they never increase or decrease in number. Yeah, they still in constant of each materials. So it means remove the force or F, and wire returns to original length. Yeah, because when we remove force, yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, wire back to the original length. Yeah. Okay, that's it. So they don't get any score. Continue to the next number. Yeah. Number 6. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, please. Right now. Okay. A battery of electromotive force EMF 7.8 volt and internal resistance R is connected to the filament lamp as shown figure 6.1. Okay, this is battery and then this is internal resistance. Yeah, battery have 7.8 volt and this is lamp. We don't know about the resistance. Maybe we will calculate this. Yeah. Then okay, a total charge of 750 coulomb move through the battery in the time interval 1500 seconds. During the time the filament lamp dissipate 5.7 kilojoule of energy. The EMF of battery remains constant. Yeah. Question I, explain atom energy. Yeah. Without a calculation, why the potential difference across the lamp must be less of EMF of battery. Because the potential difference counts both the lamp and battery or resistance international. No, this is about energy. Yeah, this is about energy. Yeah, so energy dissipated. Yeah, energy is dissipated. Yeah, in the internal resistance. Yeah, they dissipate in this internal resistance. Yeah, so this is not correct. Yeah. And then question II. Yeah, the current in the circuit. Yeah. Use this formula I equals to Q over T. They have Q is 750 and T is 1500. Yeah, this one. This is charge and this is time. Charge over time equals to 750 divided 1500 equals to 0.5 ampere. So current equals to 0.5 ampere. That's it. The second one, the potential difference across the lamp. Yeah, potential, we use the what energy work done of this potential. Potential equals to work done divided by a charge. Yeah. We have 7.5 kilojoule. Yeah, it's mean 5.7 kilojoule. Yeah, this it's mean 5,700 joules. Yeah. So this one 5,700 divided by charge. Yeah, charge equals to this one something 750. So we divided this or equals to 7.6 volt. Yeah. So most students they not feeling this, so not get the score. Question 3, the last question in this page. Yeah. About internal resistance of battery. Internal resistance of battery, it's mean like voltage divided by ampere, voltage divided by current. Voltage is differences between initial voltage or source voltage 7.8 volt. Yeah, and then by potential difference cross lamp they have 7.6 volt. So difference between 7.8 minus 7.6 divided 0.5. This is equals to 0.2, right? 0.2 divided by 0.5 equals to 0.40 ohms. Yeah. So internal resistance is 0.40 ohms. Yeah. My student didn't feel it, so yeah, they don't have any score. Okay, still this number. Yeah. Number B question. Yeah, the B question. Okay, I need you to all to subscribe my YouTube channel. A student is provided 3 resistor 90 ohms, 45 ohm, and 20 ohms. Okay, sketch a circuit diagram so how 2 of these 3 resistors may be connected together to give combined resistance 30 ohms between terminals shown. Label the value of resistance on your diagram. Okay, yeah, between 90 and 45, between 90 and 45, we will get 30 ohms here. This is something what 1 divided 90 plus 1 divided 45. Yeah, it's equals to R parallel. So 90, this is 1, this is 2, 1 over R parallel, it's mean, yes, divided 3 equals to 30 ohms. Yeah, that's it. That's correct. Question II. Yes, on the question II, yeah, a potential difference circuit produced by connecting 3 resistors to battery of EMF 9.0 volt and negligible internal resistance. The potential difference circuit provides an output potential V output of 3.6 volt. The circuit on figure 6.2. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Ini. Yeah. This is 90 and 45 on the parallel. Yeah. Become 30. Yeah. And this is 20. Yeah. So output of 20. Yeah, because this is 0. Yeah, this is 9 volt. This is like 9.0 volt. Yeah. So 0, 3.6 and 9 volt. This is the correct. Yeah, so my student they didn't fill this one, so there is no score. Okay, we see the last question. Yeah, I think okay, please don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you for who subscribed. Yeah. Number 7, a nucleus of an element X decay by emitting a beta particle to produce nucleus of potassium 39. Yeah, 39, 19, and then 3. Okay, the decay of the represented by. Okay, okay. State the number represented by each following letter. Okay, beta actually electron. Yeah, electron is 0 minus 1. Yeah. So like this, P is beta plus, sorry, beta plus. Yeah, beta plus is 1. Sorry, this is 1. Yeah, P is 1. Yeah, this is beta plus. Yeah, because this is actually from Maxkim. Yeah, I put from Maxkim. Yeah, and then I compare, and then I get I make the video. Yeah, the beta plus, it's been like positive. Yeah, P is positive. So Q, because this is 1, this is 39, so Q equals to 40. And then R, yeah, R is not 0, R is positive 1. Yeah, positive 1. Yes, positive 1, 0, because beta positive. Yeah, and then S, yeah, it's mean like 90 19 plus 1 equals to 20. Yes. Okay, so my student is not correct. Yeah. I state the name of the interaction force that gives beta positive decay. This is about nuclear force or interaction. Yeah. Wait. Okay, the last one is a hadron composed 3 identical quarks and has change of 2 positive to A, where E is the elementary charge. Yeah. Determine the possible type for of the quarks. Explanation. Okay, this is actually they need explanation. Yeah, but they don't feel this one. Okay. Okay, I think enough. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you understand about this. If you still didn't understand about this, please give me feedback on the chat, on the comment box. Yeah. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe. Yeah. Thank you very much. Bye bye.